Good morning. Good morning and welcome. So good to see you here this morning. It looks like it's nice and sunny out there today. When I came this morning, it looked like it was going to be one of those days where if you didn't like the weather, just wait a minute. But the clouds were over to the east. But I guess we don't have to worry about that. We're in here. It's nice. It's warm. And if those of you who are joining us online, this is the place to be. But if you're not here, we're glad you're with us as well, watching. And those of you watching, and even those of you here, if you watch later, hit the like on the YouTube channel. It's just one little way, free way, that you can help to share the gospel with others. Because when you like a video, it goes out to more people. So if you get the chance, please do that. But let's get started. Let's sing a song. Let's tell all of those that might be outside still that it's time to get started. Stand and join us as we sing.
Hope be my anthem, Lord, when the world has fallen quiet, you stand beside me. Give me a song in the night, and Jesus, I need you every moment. I need you. Hear now this grace, my heart sing out your praise forever. And beauty for ashes, and you find a weak and contrite heart, and shoulder its burden, and carry it into the night. And Jesus, I need you every moment. I need you. Hear now this grace-bought heart sing out your praise forever. Jesus, I need you every moment. I need you. And hear now this grace-bought heart sing out your praise forever. Remember love, remember mercy, Christ before me, Christ behind me. Your love and kindness has never failed me. Christ before me and Christ behind me. Remember love, remember mercy, Christ before me, Christ behind me. Your love and kindness has never failed me. And Christ before me, and Christ behind me. Remember love, remember mercy, and Christ before me, Christ behind me. Your love and kindness has never failed me. And Christ before me, and Christ behind me. And Jesus, I need you every moment. I need need you every moment. I need you. And hear now this graceful heart sing out your praise forever. Remember love, remember mercy. Christ before me and Christ behind me. Your love and kindness has never failed me. Christ before me and Christ behind me.
Good morning and happy Sabbath. Good to see everybody. I just got back from being gone for a couple weeks, and we pulled up to our house and discovered a ton of tumbleweeds in our yard, and our barbecue was in the middle of the lawn, and we were thinking, hey, home sweet home. I don't know what happened. We were gone. Something happened. Apparently there was a crazy windstorm, but it is good to be back, especially good to be back at church today. I only have a couple quick announcements, and then I'm going to hand the mic over to Keeney, who will do a children's story. So today is the second Sabbath of the month, and you know what that means, right? I've announced it so many times by now. Mosaic. It's Mosaic. That is our community of young adults here. We do a service every second Sabbath of the month in the evening at 6 o'clock p.m. in the community hall there. We have a special guest speaker tonight. She's a really fantastic speaker, very dynamic. She's speaking on the subject of anger. So, if you have one of those issues, anger, maybe you'll get something insightful to learn about today, or if you know somebody, maybe it'll be helpful as well. All of us battle anger in different ways, some of us more than others. So it might be something that you'd be interested in. We'll have pizza tonight, so come on by at 6 o'clock p.m. for Mosaic. And also tomorrow morning is men's breakfast. We have a couple more before our summer break. So please come on by. I think it starts at, 9 o'clock p.m. No? Did I say p.m.? Oh, yeah, okay. A.M., right? It's p.m. somewhere in the world, probably. 9 o'clock a.m. Tomorrow morning, come by for men's breakfast. We usually have a great time, good conversation, and hope to see you there. That's all I have for you this morning. So, children, go ahead, come on up as I hand the mic over to Keeney, who's going to be doing our children's story.
All right. While the kids are making their way up, something really cool is happening this afternoon I'm going to tell you about. I think it was a month or so ago, I was telling you about we were going to be going over to the Riverview Church for the Bible Bowl. Well, guess who came out on the top? Yes, the Tri-Cities team. And so now today, this afternoon, we're going to be up in Spokane, which got 4 inches of snow yesterday. And so we're going to be up there. And so we have 4 people from the Richland Church. So this is a team of 8 individuals. They're 4 groups of an adult and a child that are matched up. And so we have two matches or 2 teams from the Riverview Church and then 2 teams from the Richland Church. So Melissa Beadle and Ariane are one from the Richland Church, and myself, along with Juliana, are also a team. In fact, we've named ourselves Julini. We're Team Julini, and so we're going to be up there representing the Tri-Cities and just showing our knowledge that we've been studying on women in the Bible. All right, kids, I know there's not very many today. Tri-City Adventist School is over at the Kennewick Church performing, and so lots of kids are over that way. But the mom bag, look. The mom bag is empty. You know why it's empty? Because I couldn't fit the TV in it. It wouldn't fit. I need a new bag. But, so what I'm going to show you first is it's a candlestick. And I really, really want this white candlestick. And there's a couple of reasons why I like this white candlestick. In fact, they're going to put a picture of it. I like it because right up here on the top, it's really wide, and I can stick a really big candle up there, right? So, do you see anything else interesting about the candlestick? Silas, do you see anything else interesting about the candlestick? The bottom? The bottom looks like the same, but it's not. You know what? There's something hiding in this picture. You see something hiding in the picture? Look what is on the black. What's this? It's what? Two faces. Look, there's the nose and the lips and the chin, and this person's looking this way, and if we come over here, we see another nose and a mouth and a chin, and this person's looking that way. Yep, and there's his hair. So this picture, not only does it have a candlestick, but it also has two people. And sometimes when you look at it, you either see a candlestick or you see people. Okay, you guys ready for the next picture? Okay, let's see what you see in the next picture. What do you see?
An eagle.
Okay, what do you see? What? You see a bird right here? But what if you look at the green? What do you see? There's two alligators. So interesting. How many of you saw the bird first? They're kissing. How many of you saw the alligators first? Interesting. Okay. Are you ready for one more picture? Okay, let's see what we see. Maybe. What do you see in the next picture? You see, there's a little square on the water and a tree. Yeah? You know what? There is no water in this picture. No, it's not upside down. It's not snow. You know what this is? This is a fence. This is the tree, there's the fence, and these are the trees picking up on the other side of the fence. Did anybody else see that? I remember the first time I saw this picture, I thought I was looking at water, and it took me a long time to be able to see that this was a fence. And you know what, boys and girls? You know what this reminds me of? There are some people that like to be invisible. And sometimes they like to be invisible because they're sad, because they're hurt, or sometimes they like to be invisible just because they're shy. But you know what's really cool? These pictures, sometimes you see different things in these pictures, and kind of like that, some people try to be invisible, but guess what? Guess who always sees them?
Jesus.
That's right. Jesus will always see you, and you know what the really cool part is? Sometimes Jesus sends us to go help somebody so that they realize they're not invisible. Have you ever seen somebody off all by themselves, maybe hurting or crying or just sitting by themselves? Maybe, I want you to think about maybe Jesus wants you to go make sure that they feel like they're important and seen and not invisible. Because Jesus wants everybody to be seen. You can go back to your seats.
Good morning, all. If you could take into a posture of prayer. Dear Jesus, blessed be your name. Thank you for a wonderful day for us to gather together. Bright sky, sun, bright sun, no clouds. You gave us a beautiful day here, but we know that our friends who are traveling through the storm and snow all around us have been struggled by this weather. Please be with them. May you place your healing hands on us as we're finishing these winter weather and going into a beautiful spring. Please look over and give your healing to Risa Nelson as she's currently in the hospital. Thank you for your gift of grace, given when we do not deserve it. You give it to us wholeheartedly. Now, as we ask you to be with Pastor Nancy as she continues the series about defining the church as God working through his people. And all as one, we say, Amen.
As we continue our worship, please stand and join us. We're going to sing a couple more songs.
They say this mountain can be moved. They say these chains will never break, but they don't know you like we do. There is power in your name. We heard that there is no way through. We heard the tides will never change. They haven't seen what you can do. There is power in your name. So much power in your name. Move the immovable, break the unbreakable. God, we believe. God, we believe for it. From the impossible, we'll see a miracle. God, we believe. God, we believe for it. We know that hope is never lost. Oh, for there is still an empty grave. God, we believe no matter what, there is power in your name. So much power in your name. Move the immovable, break the unbreakable. God, we believe. God, we believe for it. From the impossible, we'll see a miracle. God, we believe. God, we believe for it. You are the way when there seems to be no way. We trust in you, God, you have the final say. Yeah, you are the way when there seems to be no way. Yes, you are. We trust in you, God, you have the final say. Move the immovable, break the unbreakable. God, we believe. God, we believe for it. From the impossible, we'll see a miracle. God, we believe. God, we the unbreakable. God, we believe. God, we believe for it. From the impossible, we'll see a miracle. God, we believe. God, we believe for it. Oh, we believe. You said, I believe. You said, it is done. You said, I believe. You said, it is done. You said, oh, I believe. You said, oh, it is done. You said, oh, I believe. You said, it is done. You said, oh, I believe. You said, it is done. You said, oh, I believe. You said, well, it is done. You said, oh, I believe. And you said, well, it is done. Move the unmovable, break the unbreakable. God, we believe. God, we believe for it. Move the impossible. We'll see a miracle. God, we believe. God, we believe for it. God, we believe for it. God, we believe for it.
From heaven you can hear. I know you're drawing me as I worship. Held within your love, the wind and waves will come, but I will stay here. I lift my hands to heaven, hear my heart surrender. I tell my soul again, you are Lord of all. And though the seas are raging, you can speak and tame them. In you I find my rest, you are in control. Through valleys I will trust, your spirit is enough to keep me walking. You guide my every step, speak life to me again. Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. I
lift my hands to heaven, hear my heart surrender. I tell my soul again, you are Lord of all. And though the seas are raging, you will speak and tame them. In you I find my rest, you are in control. I will trust in only you. No one can add to your perfection. You're the beginning and the end, more than I can comprehend. There is no one like you, no one. I will trust in only you. No one can add to your perfection. You're the beginning and the end, more than I can comprehend. There is no one like you, no one. I will trust in only you. No one can add to your perfection. You're the beginning and the end, more than I can comprehend. There is no one like you, Jesus. I lift my hands to heaven, hear my heart surrender. I tell my soul again, you are Lord of all. Though the seas are raging, you will take and tame them. You I find my rest, you are in control. I lift my hands to heaven, hear my heart surrender. I tell my soul again, you are Lord of all. And though the seas are raging, you will speak and tame them. In you I find my rest, you are in control. In you I find my rest, you are in control.
Good morning, everybody. Oops, I just lost everything. Okay, got it. I had a friend, and his name was Mike. I'm going to call him Mike. And he was the funniest Christian. I'll never forget, we were going on a nature hike. And we were walking along, and I turned around. He goes, look at this really cool plant I found. It has little white flowers on it. And he's sitting, I'm turning around, and he is sniffing poison ivy. You know, he has it all over his face. I'm like, you're going to love that plant, you know. But he told me a really neat story. When he was a kid, he was a Christian. He grew up in a Christian family. They prayed together. They studied the Bible together. He went to church every week. He memorized his memory verses. And he had his best friend was his angel, Jack. And he just loved being a Christian. But by the time he was 20, he said he was driving into the city because he had a job in one of those great big hotels in the middle of New York. And he said that as he was going there, he was having this really intensive anxiety attack because he had to make a big decision that day. And he was so torn that his heart was palpitating. He was having a hard time functioning. And so he said, I didn't know what to do. And I looked up and there was this guy hitchhiking in front of me. And he said, so I pulled over and thought, okay, this will get my mind off of everything. And he let this guy in. And he said they started talking and they hit it off and it just really had a good time. He got all the way into the city and he goes, where are you going? He goes, I was just going to hang out for a while. And he goes, you want to hang out with me? He goes, you can hang out with me while I'm working. I just clean rooms. And he goes, oh, okay, let's do that. Because they were having fun talking about everything. And they continued to talk. And as the day went on, my friend kept thinking, because he was about to go from being a drug user to a drug seller, a drug dealer. And he was standing because he knew the people he was going to meet that evening were really bad guys. And he didn't know what to do. And so he kind of just talked with this guy, and the guy made him feel comfortable, and they just talked and talked all day long. And finally, his shift was over, and he was driving. He says, where can I take you? And he goes, I'm going down to the park, in Midtown. And he said, okay. So just as they pull into there, he said to him, he turned to Mike, and he said, don't do what you're going to do. And he looked at him, and he said, what are you talking about? He goes, you know what I'm talking about. He goes, you're about to make a decision that's going to destroy your life. And he was like, he said, just think about it. And he went to get out, and he goes, I don't even know your name. And he said, you do know my name. He goes, you know me. I'm Jack. And he said, all of a sudden, his brain went flying back to when he was a little kid and his best friend, his angel Jack. And he sat there and he goes, oh my goodness, yeah, whoa. That somehow God looked down and saw this person. He was the shortest guy I knew. Was about to destroy himself. And when there are no humans, God sends angels. Those invisible angels that are all around us. And here was Jack. Who knows what his real angel name was, but he said, he looked me dead in the eye. He goes, you know who I am. I'm Jack. And he said, where are you going? Do you have a place to stay? And he goes, oh yeah, I'm good. And he waves to a man across the park. Who knows? Is that another angel or somebody else he was sent to visit? Who knows who Jack's friend is? I don't know. And he said he left. And my friend decided that he was going to go back to being a Christian. And I met him at a Christian institute. He went on to be a pastor. He was such a neat person. But I thought about that. I don't know if I'd be scared if I saw my angel sitting in front of me, looking right at me, because you know me. I've been with you all your whole life. You see, we walk so much. Let me start over. We get bored being Christians. People don't want to be Christians because they're boring. They did a study in 2016, which is, it's going really fast. Doesn't it go faster and faster? They did this study for the Barna Research Group, and they found out between the ages of 18 and 21, your college age, high school college age, 31% of the people of that age left the church, and the significance part of it was they were bored. 31%. Now, the sad part about that is a lot of them stayed even though they were bored. They come and they go. This is my church life. I come and I go. Here's my church life. Here's my regular life. Here's my business life. Here's this, here's that. And if you'll put on the first picture, because this is what it reminded me of. In Chesapeake Bay, several years ago, it was so contaminated that they noticed something weird happening. The frogs were all growing appendages of extra legs. And for me, a Christian who has the Christian life, the religious life, my church side, is like having an extra appendage just floating around out there. And it somehow is separate from the rest of your life. There's no such thing in the kingdom of God. There's no such thing as your religious life and your regular life. Because God is seeking to put us together. And when Jesus was walking on earth, he was anything but boring. Anything but boring. If Jesus, and I was reading a really neat book. It's called Move Toward the Mess. It's an old book. John Hambrick. People give me books all the time. This week I went to visit Sean and she gave me 5 new ones. So when I read the first 30, I'll get to her 5 new ones. This one I think I picked up 10 years ago. Anyway, he wrote a little piece that I thought was interesting. If Jesus had been boring, the Pharisees wouldn't have had to kill him. There would have been no crowds. There would have been no controversy surrounding his life. When he said to the disciples, "Follow me," they would have politely declined. The Gospels wouldn't have been written because nobody would have remembered what he said or did. When Jesus talked about the second coming, people would have not been enthusiastic because when you're boring, people don't care if you don't come back. So you have this picture that here was Jesus walking among men. And I'm going to put it all together. I'm leaving the angel there, the invisible. Jesus walked among men. It was what he said and what he did that thousands of people came. Thousands. Heard things they had never heard before. They heard in Jesus' words, talking straight to them as if he could see right through them. "Hi, I'm Jack. I'm your angel." He spoke as if he knew them. He knew their sin. He knew what they were doing. He knew their joy. He knew their disappointment. And so Jesus, he is so different. And when he speaks, he creates this tension. He said crazy stuff. He did crazy stuff. We know all the stories. He punched him in the brain. He punched him in the brain. He went, "What? What? Who are you?" He pierced him in the soul. He scared him a little bit because they had never heard love like that. Never heard a person talk like that or act like that. And they kept saying, "Who is this person? Who is this person who the winds and the waves obey him? Who is he?" If he had lived now, he'd be on TV every day. We would turn the TV and say, "Oh, what did Jesus do today?" He did not have a religious life over here and a regular life that he lived every day. He didn't have that. It was together. It was all the same. There was no separate part. Jesus and the disciples refused to stay in the building. Refused to stay in the building. Now, there are people that have ministry here in this building, but for the vast majority of us, he's calling us to the mission field. It's out there. And the hard part is that we come here and we are nurtured. But what makes us normal and not freaks of nature with all these extra religious appendages, what makes us whole is that we learn to look for the invisible, whether it's God, angels, or people. Because all of those things call us and teach us, and asking Jesus to open our eyes that we could see. I want you to turn to the book of Luke, chapter 7, verse 36. I got a new giant Bible. You can probably read it from there, finally. I don't have to keep doing this while I'm preaching. Luke, chapter 7. I'm so excited to use it. Oh my goodness, I love this. You could read it from heaven. Here we go. When one of the Pharisees invited Jesus to have dinner with him, he went to the Pharisee's house and he reclined at the table. Now, here's the Pharisee. And the Pharisee is like half high priest, archbishop, whatever, and half state senator. These were powerful people, had powerful jobs, and they were in control both religiously and politically. And Simon, why does he invite Jesus to this group of Pharisees? And he comes in, and it's a bit iffy in the beginning, because he comes in and he doesn't even bother to give him water to wipe his feet, which was the custom. Because at that time period, sewers were open. You walked among the street with the camels, the horses, the people, the sewage. And so you always washed your feet. And usually your servant would wash the feet for you when you walked into a house. This man did not do this. It was also customary to kiss. It must have been part Italian. I want you to know our family was not real demonstrative. And when I married Sergio and I had to go to his house, and you have to kiss everybody on both cheeks, that was a real learning curve for me, because it was like, wow, okay. But if you missed a person or you only kissed one side, you were in trouble. So much so that when we moved to the Pennsylvania Dutch German community, and the teacher came to talk to me, the physics teacher, and he leaned forward, I thought, oh, I guess they kiss here too. So I landed a big kiss on his cheek. He reared back like, oh my goodness, I just met the pastor's wife and she's a pervert. You know, I was like, oh no. And then he goes, I don't kiss. And I said, well, probably going to kiss in heaven. And he goes, not me. You know, I was like, okay, now I know what this culture is about. But this man, Simon, did not even greet him with a kiss. Now, here's the chance. Jesus had been talking against the Pharisees. And so maybe he didn't want to look too close to him, because he didn't want to appear that he was against his buddies. Maybe he was trying to put Jesus in his place and remind him that he was nobody compared to who they were. And so Jesus sat. You know this story. We've heard it a million times. But look at it again. A woman in the town who lived a sinful life learned that Jesus was eating at the Pharisee's house, so she came there with an alabaster jar of perfume. And as she stood behind him at his feet, weeping, she began to wet his feet with her tears. Then she wiped them with her hair. She kissed them and she poured perfume on them. When the Pharisees who had invited him saw this, he said to himself, if this man were a prophet, he would know who was touching him and what kind of woman this is, that she is a sinner. And Jesus answered Simon, I have something to tell you. Tell me, teacher, he said. 2 people owed money to a certain moneylender. One owed 500 denarii and the other 50. Neither of them had money to pay him, so he forgave the debts of both. Now, which of them will love him more? And Simon replied, I suppose the one who had the bigger debt forgiven. You have judged correctly, Jesus said. Listen to this next piece of scripture, because I never noticed it before. Then he turned to the woman who said, He turned to the woman and said to Simon, do you see this woman? Do you see this woman? A prostitute walked into a house of high priests, walked into a whole bunch of politicians, walked in and went straight to Jesus, crying her head off, crying her heart out. And he said, did you see this woman? They all saw him. They all saw her. They all saw her. I came into the house and you did not give me any water for my feet. But she wet my feet with tears and wiped them with her hair. You did not give me a kiss, but this woman from the time I entered has not stopped kissing my feet. You did not put oil on my head, but she has poured perfume on my feet. Therefore, I tell you, her many sins have been forgiven her, as her great love has shown. But whoever has been forgiven little loves little. Then Jesus said to you, your sins are forgiven. That must have really upset him, because they were way up here and she was the scum of the earth. And Jesus was a little above her. And he says to them, your sins are, he puts himself on God's plane. And he puts her right next to him. The other guests began to say among themselves, who is this even forgives sins? Who thinks he can forgive? Jesus said to the woman, your faith has saved you. Go in peace. But I want you to go back and look again. Do you see this woman? Because you see, they saw her. But he was more worried. He was so worried about what this is going to look like. This has messed up his party. He's probably going to have to make new dip. I don't know what's going to happen here. But this woman is just everything he dreaded. He was dreading what kind of rumors were going to pass about him and his house and a prostitute and terrible things. That's all he could think about. That's all he saw was a prostitute. It was so awkward for him. But Jesus looks deep into this person and he says, do you see her desperation? Do you see her sorrow? Do you see her appeal for grace and for forgiveness? that invisible woman that sat, invisible to everybody, sitting in front of Jesus, in her heart, in her eyes, were the desperation, the sorrow, and the desire for forgiveness. And she's weeping and washing the tears with her feet. And yet Simon, who seems to think he's so high and mighty, so far above this woman, his arrogance, his ungratefulness is everything. He has the spiritual pageantry around him. We love pageantry, the big fancy churches and all the things that we have, the shows, the plays. But it is the invisible person that God is looking at. It is the invisible church member that you think isn't that important, who may bring in the last days. That invisible person who you think is so quietly sitting in church is the one that God may use to save somebody's soul. Maybe you won't do miracles. We won't part the seas. We won't be able to appear at weddings and turn, but maybe somebody sitting next to you's marriage is falling apart. And you, the invisible church member, can come alongside of them and pray with them and love them and carry them in your heart to Jesus because they're broken, because they're scared. Sometimes the invisible marriages, we see people fighting with cancer. We see people among us. You don't even have to go, and you go 10 seconds outside of this church. I actually don't understand, because this has been something since I was a kid, is that God, I believe from my grandfather, that you can always afford another friend. And I find that meeting and talking to people about God, about their lives, it's just a natural way of life. I have a hard time slowing it down, and I don't mean I'm a perfect Christian or I'm so good. I don't mean that. This is my favorite thing. I don't even like preaching about it because it's between me and Jesus. But I'm sharing it with you because I want you to know He can use anybody. He used me. I'm invisible. Teenagers are invisible. Kids are invisible. There's so many. We have to ask God to show us where the angels are working. Because you see, angels are all over the city. We don't need to do an evangelism crusade. Look for the invisible kid in the back of the class, the man an inch away from eternity who still doesn't know Jesus. Go to the nursing home. Jesus just showed up among people. My friend, it was funny, one time, he said he was running through the house. He couldn't find his keys to the car anywhere. He was going like crazy. And his little daughter was sitting in the middle of the floor coloring. And she watched him go back and forth. And she goes, "What are you looking for, Daddy?" And he said, "I'm looking for my keys." And she goes, "Did you ask the still small voice?" And he did one of those. And he goes, "What do you know the still small voice?" "Yes, he helps me get dressed every day." And he said it just went through him. The still small voice of God. We're looking for some big thing. But sometimes it's just sitting and making a friend. You don't get to talk about Jesus in the beginning. Very, very rarely. I was walking around a park, and every every weekend, as I was becoming a Christian, I would go sit there, read my Bible, and sketch. And I looked up one day, and in front of the, caribous, there was a person walking. And I looked over, and there were two couples walking together, and the young guy in the group was making fun of this girl. And he said, "Oh, look, one of the animals got out." And she had black eyes. She had taken her makeup and made black rings all the way to here, big like a raccoon. And she was wearing a shirt that the whole front was cut out, so you could see her underwear. And she was rather daunting looking. And I don't know why, when I saw those guys making fun of her, it made me mad. Because she's invisible. And so I went and I walked over to her, and I just kind of nonchalantly got next to her, and we started talking about animals. And we started walking together. All of a sudden, she's walking with me, and I'm just talking about, I don't know how I got into it, but I was like, I love how they're all different and they're all beautiful. And then I said, "Would you like to eat lunch with me?" It was kind of crazy. So we started sitting there, and it turns out that she had been kicked out of her house at the age of 14. She'd been living on the street. She lived with other homeless kids, and they all protected each other. And she said, "Don't you want to ask me about my makeup?" And I said, I was afraid. And she goes, "No." She goes, "I look at all these women who think they're so beautiful, and they have all this makeup." And she goes, "But there's no beauty in them." And she goes, "So I thought, I'll just wear makeup all over me, and then I'll be beautiful." And so she was making fun of the world. And we sat down and we talked, and I thought, how's this going to be? And she says, "I'm kind of worried about eating with you. I became a vegetarian last week." I was like, okay, that's cool. And we talked for hours. And I wanted to invite her to church. And then it crossed my mind, what would happen if she walked in the door? Because I no longer saw her as this punk freak. I saw her as a little lost girl, an invisible person, putting enough makeup on so somebody would see her. And the only book I had was A Desire of Ages, which is a little heavy for people. I don't know if she read. She could read very well. But I went back to my car and I got it. And I'm still praying for that girl. I wanted to bring her to church, but I thought, what would they do with that whole shirt thing? With the black eyes. I mean, I think it would have scared the church half to death. Now, I think I could have brought her here, because this church is different. I think all of you guys would have loved her. There was one lady, I tried really hard to get hard. When we were in Indonesia doing mission work, there were women that took care of our house, servants. And that bothered me. And it was funny because we were out talking, inviting people in, giving them drinks, and we had these women that were in the house, and I felt bad. I wanted to get them known, especially this one. Her name was Suki. And Suki was a character. She stole all of our stuff. She stole our clothes. If you bought presents for your family back home, she'd steal those. She had no teeth because she stole all the sugar. I mean, she was a character, and she was a teeny tiny thing. I think she was only like 4'8", and she was so tiny, and she had a real high, squeaky voice, so she was a character. So I decided one day, I'm going to go get to know her. And there was a garage in the house, and that was their quarters, where they had little cots in there so that in the day when it was really hot, they could sleep. They could lay in there and stay cool. So I walked in, and they're all looking at me, and they're laughing. They're like, what are you doing in here? wait a minute, you're not supposed to be in here. And I just kind of smiled at them. I didn't speak their language. They didn't speak mine. I wasn't sure what I was going to do here. And so I saw Suki, and she was laying on a bed. She was had her legs curled up. And I sat on the end of her bed. And they were laughing hysterically. They're like, what is she doing? And I'm like, okay, Lord, not sure what's going to happen here. And I said, but, and so we're just sitting there, and I'm looking at them, and they're looking at me, and they're all giggling. And I didn't know what to do. And I looked down at her leg, and people from Indonesia do not grow hair on their legs or their arms. There's different cultures that have very, very smooth skin. So I'm sitting there, and I reached over, and I touched her leg like this. And I said, ooh, sexy. She's laughing. It was like this crazy laugh. And she goes, yeah. She actually knew that word in English. And I said, yeah. And she laughed and laughed. And after that, every time she saw me, she never stole anything from me. She'd come and sit with me all the time. And she'd shake her head and go, sexy. I'm like, yeah, that's you. And I don't suggest you do that to anybody in America, because you could get arrested. It was just a moment 30 years ago. Jesus walked among men, and he sought to fill their needs. And when he met their needs, he said, follow me. There was an invisible lady we met in Galapagos Island. Sergio's going to remember her. That was a hunchback, and she was the servant of the owner of the hotel. And she would come through with a chicken that was for dinner for the owner. And she was always like this. And it looked so painful to me. So I went over at night, and she was a person. Nobody sees her. Nobody sees that woman. She was this tiny little nobody. She didn't even have shoes. Her feet were wide and flat and dirty because she walks everywhere. And so I sat next to her one night. She came every night to hear the music, every night to hear the sermon. I don't even know if she understood it. But she came, and I sat next to her, and I reached over one night, and I started rubbing her back, and she went, I thought, oh, here I go again, And so then after a few minutes, she leaned towards me. So I realized, so I started rubbing her back, her hunchback. And as I began to rub her, and she looked at me, after that, every night, she looked for me and sat next to me as close as she could get. And I realized we had been coming to that island for 3 years. That woman had been there for 3 years, and we had never seen her. Nobody talked to her. And I went through my things, and I had brought a lot of things with us, and one of them was a giant ball that we used in a youth event, and when you would throw it, it had all these lights in it. And so I went one morning. She was sitting in the hallway waiting to do her work, waiting for everybody to leave so she could clean. And I took the ball and I rolled it over into her lap. And she looked at it and for you. It's for you. And a little kid saw it, and he started coming towards her. And she got up, she took it, and she ran away. And I realized that here was a woman who'd never been a kid. Never had a present like that. Never had a toy like that. Never had anything shiny. And she ran away with it. And the next night, I had brought like a real fancy, beautiful shawl for church because they're lightweight to put on. And she came out, and I gave it to her. And I said, for church, for you to go to church. And somebody translated. And she looked at me, and I saw her going to church that Sabbath, this tiny little church. There she was in her regular clothes with that fancy shawl wrapped around her. I wish I could speak her. I wish I knew what happened. I don't. We are one little piece. The story goes on, and the next person, and if we're listening to that little small voice saying, go over here, go over there, sit with that person. Listen to that teenager. If we're willing to do these things, God will send angels in our direction. And I want you, I completely forgot my scriptures. The book of Genesis, I'll do these quickly, because it'll all fit together now. Genesis chapter 4. And you know that story too. We've been listening to it our whole life. It is a story of Cain and Abel. How Cain brought the wrong kind of offering that God had asked. The offerings were to represent the blood of Christ shed for us. And he brought fruit of his own growing, picking, making. And his brother Abel brought a gift of meat, a flock, which was required. It was the sacrifice. So then Cain was really angry. But hear this story. Then the Lord said to Cain, why are you so angry? Why is your face downcast? If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But will you not be accepted? But if you do not do what is right, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must rule over it. Now Cain said to his brother Abel, let's go out to the field. And while they were in the field, Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. And then the Lord said to Cain, where is your brother Abel? I don't know, he replied. Am I my brother's keeper? If you're sitting in this building, in this church, you are your brother's keeper. We are our brother's keepers. They all belong to him. They all belong to God. The Lord said, what have you done? Listen, your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. We are responsible for the blood of our brother. So when you have a relationship that is nothing more than your religion at church, you've missed everything. You've missed your angel. You've missed all the invisible people he sends your way. And there's just so many stories. It's like every day. And here he says, your brother's blood calls to me. When Jesus saw, here's this woman on the floor washing his feet. And he said, did you see her? Did you see her heart? Did you see her soul? Did you see her? So my question for us, and this is the end. I know the men asked me, and I wasn't sure how. I'm sorry, you guys have to deal with me. Last piece of scripture is from Romans, and it's what Sergio started with last week. And I want you to hear it again. Here we are. Love must be sincere. Hate what is evil. Cling to what is good. Be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above yourselves. Never be lacking in zeal. But keep your spiritual fervor serving the Lord. Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. Share with the Lord's people who are in need. Practice hospitality. Bless those who persecute you. Bless and do not curse. Rejoice with those who rejoice. Mourn with those who mourn. Live in harmony with one another. Do not be proud. but be willing to associate with people. You want to hear it? Hear it. Hear this. Be willing to associate with people of low position. Do not be conceited. May the Lord bless the hearing of his word. May the Lord speak loudly to us, because we have such a hard time understanding. Make it obvious where we are to go. Make it obvious who we are to help. Show us what to do. Enable us. Father, I pray that every angel in this room would lead us and show us who is looking for you. Thank you for looking for me. Thank you for looking for my friend Mike. I pray, Father, that you never stop looking for us. Amen.
God of creation, there at the start, before the beginning of time. With no point of reference, you spoke to the dark and fleshed out the wonders of life. And as you speak, 100 billion galaxies are born. In the vapor of your breath, the planets form. If the stars were made to worship, so will I can see your heart in everything you've made. Every burning star, a signal fire of grace. If creation sings your praises, so will I. Your promise, don't speak in vain, a syllable into your voice. For once you have spoken, all nature and science follow the sound of your voice. And as you speak, 100 billion creatures catch your breath, evolving in pursuit of what you said. If it all reveals your nature, so will I can see your heart in everything you say. Every painted sky, a canvas of your grace. If creation still obeys you, so will I. The stars were made to worship, so will I. your greatness, so will I. For if everything exists to lift you high, so will I. If the wind goes where you send it, so will I. If the rocks cry out in silence, so will I. If the sum of all our praises still falls shy, and we'll sing again 100 billion times. God of salvation, you chased down my heart through all of my failures and pride. On a hill you created, the light of the world, abandoned in darkness to die. And as you speak, 100 billion failures disappear. Where you lost your life so I can find it here. If you left the grave behind you, so will I can see your heart in everything you've done. Every part designed in a work of art called love. You gladly chose surrender, so will I can see your heart a billion different ways. Every precious one, a child you died to save. You gave your life to love them, so will I. Like you would again 100 billion times. But what measure could amount to your desire? You're the one who never leaves the one behind.
And for those of you who are following our Lord of the Rings theme, Elrond says as they are trying to decide who will carry the ring, it must be destroyed. Evil is going to be destroyed, my friends. Jesus laughs at the evil because their time is coming. And he says, small hands can do these tasks because they must, while the eyes of the great are elsewhere. And what he is saying is that history is not always changed by the celebrated. Sometimes it is changed by the unnoticed. Small hands, quiet courage, yay. And people, the great, have stopped seeing. Father in heaven, as we get closer and closer to going home, help us to see those who are looking for you. Help us to be led by our angels. Put mercy in our hearts. Give us wisdom, because these paths are not easy. This is not an easy thing you're asking. Father in heaven, protect us, teach us, love us. Thank you for everything, Jesus. Amen. Okay.
Thank you for joining us for our service. We're going to do that very first song we did again. If the kids want to come up and join us, I know there aren't very many, but we've got some instruments for you. Come and join us as we sing. If you are a little older than a kid, that's okay too.
Hope be my anthem, Lord, when the world has fallen quiet and you stand beside me and give me a song in the night. Jesus, I need you every moment. I need you. And hear now this grace-bought heart sing out your praise forever. And beauty for ashes, and you find the weak and contrite heart and shoulder its burden and carry it into the night. And Jesus, I need you every moment. I need you. And hear now this grace-bought heart sing out your praise forever. And Jesus, I need you every moment. I need you. And hear now this grace-bought heart sing out your praise forever. Remember love, remember mercy, Christ before me and Christ behind me. Your love and kindness has never failed me. And Christ before me and Christ behind me. Remember love, remember mercy, Christ before me and Christ behind me. Your love and kindness has never failed me. And Christ before me and Christ behind me. Remember love, remember mercy, Christ before me and Christ behind me. Your love and kindness has never failed me. And Christ before me and Christ behind me. And Jesus, I need you every moment. I need you. And hear now this grace-bought heart sing out your praise forever. And Jesus, I need you every moment. I need you. And hear now this grace-bought heart sing out your praise forever. Remember love, remember mercy, Christ before me, Christ behind me, your love and kindness has never failed me. Christ before me and Christ behind me.
I really have been blessed by ministry today. You guys don't get to hear that enough, but thank you. All right, God bless you.
God of creation, there at the start, before the beginning of time. No point of reference, He spoke to the dark and fleshed out the wonders of light. And as you speak, 100 billion galaxies are born. In the vapor of your breath, the planets form. Your stars were made to worship, so will I. I can see it now in everything you've made. Every burning star a signal fire of grace. The creation sings your praises so alive. So alive. God of your promise, you don't speak in vain, a syllable empty or void. And once you have spoken, all nature and science follow the sound of your voice. And as you speak, 100 billion creatures catch your breath, evolving in pursuit of what you say. It all reveals your nature so alive. I can see your heart in everything you say. Every painted sky, a canvas of your time. You chased down my heart through all of my failures and pride. And here you created the light of the world, abandoned in darkness to die. And as you speak, 100 billion failures disappear. Where you lost your life so I could find it here. If you left the grave behind you, so will I. I can see your heart in everything you've done. Every part designed in a work of art called love. If you gladly chose surrender, so will I can see your heart a billion different ways. Every precious one, a child you died to save. If you gave your life to love, then so will I. Like you would again 100 billion times. But what can measure could amount to your design? You're the one who never leaves the one behind.
Yeah, that was starting to stay. This is Washington, but it's a little bit. Thank you for Washington. God, right there.
Yeah, awesome.